Placing your stove and sink in the wrong spot, you might be flushing away your wealth every single day without even knowing it. Hello, I am Master Han. In Feng Shui, the kitchen is considered the heart of the home, the space that nourishes life energy, prosperity, and abundance for the entire family. Every time the flame on the stove is lit, it is more than just the act of cooking. It is the moment when fire energy, the element that symbolizes wealth, vitality, and prosperity, is activated. However, right next to the stove is the element of water, which comes from the kitchen sink. A stream of water that may seem harmless, but can have a powerful impact on your fortune if placed incorrectly. When water and fire clash, the energy within your home becomes disrupted. This makes it difficult for wealth to gather, causes setbacks in your career, and slowly cools down the harmony within your family. Many households make this mistake because they focus only on convenience when arranging their kitchen space, forgetting that the stove and the sink are two main energy stations within the home. The way these elements are positioned directly affects the flow of prosperous energy. When placed correctly, money flows in smoothly and steadily. But when placed incorrectly, that energy gets reversed, and the water ends up washing away the fire of prosperity. In today's video, I will reveal the golden placement for your stove and sink, helping water and fire achieve harmony. This will activate the energy of abundance and open the flow of wealth throughout your home. Before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe button for Master Han, Feng Shui for prosperity, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a single video. Every week, I will share practical Feng Shui tips to help attract wealth, maintain abundance, and expand good fortune for your family. And do not forget to leave a comment affirming I have aligned the flow of wealth energy in my kitchen, so that the stream of prosperity can start flowing into your life today. To truly allow the energy of wealth to circulate and be nurtured, the very first thing you must do is avoid serious Feng Shui mistakes when positioning your stove and sink. Just a single placement done wrong can reverse the flow of energy in your home, making it hard for money to accumulate and causing luck to slowly slip away. And that is exactly what I will break down for you right now. Number 1, the sink is directly facing the stove. In Feng Shui, the relationship between water and fire is one of the most fundamental principles in determining the balance of a space. Water symbolizes fluidity, coolness, and carries yin energy. Fire, on the other hand, represents warmth, brightness, and carries yang energy. These two elements should support each other indirectly, but should never face each other directly. When they do, the energies in the space clash, intensely creating what is known as a water-fire conflict. When the sink is aligned directly opposite the stove, water and fire become opposing forces colliding along the same energy axis. The steam and moisture from the sink confront the heat radiating from the stove, disrupting the energy flow in that area and causing it to break. According to Feng Shui principles, energy should move through a space in curves or spirals to maintain softness and continuity. When elements are placed directly opposite each other, energy flows in a straight line, a movement that is harsh, abrupt, and broken, meaning wealth energy is pushed away instead of gathering. When water overpowers, fire energy weakens, which symbolizes the decline of wealth, luck, and the emotional well-being of the homeowner. Over time, the kitchen loses its warmth, meals feel cold and disconnected, and family harmony begins to fade. In fact, many people have noticed that when their kitchen is arranged with this direct opposition, family members tend to argue more often, careers face frequent setbacks, and money seems to come in only to leave again, never staying for long. To fix this, if a complete redesign is not possible, you can simply rotate either the stove or the sink by an angle of about 15 to 30 degrees. This small adjustment may not look like much, but in Feng Shui, it allows the energy flow to follow a curved path, significantly reducing the clash. Another method is to place a physical barrier between the two. It could be a light partition, a small bar counter, a decorative screen, or even a potted plant. These objects carry neutral energy and help separate the two opposing forces, creating a more pleasant flow within the kitchen. If using plants, choose ones with soft leaves and vibrant green color, such as pothos, peace lilies, or snake plants. The wood element in these plants acts as a bridge between water and fire, helping to harmonize and soften the energy in the space. Number 2, the sink is placed too close to the stove. The distance between the stove and the sink is not just about functionality. It marks the Feng Shui boundary between two opposing energy sources. In Feng Shui, the energy in your kitchen needs to move naturally with room to breathe. When fire and water are placed too close together, especially less than 24 inches or about 60 centimeters, fire energy has no space to spread, while moisture and coldness from the sink constantly encroach. As a result, fire energy becomes suppressed, the warmth fades, and the energy in the cooking area becomes heavy and damp. From a scientific perspective, this is also easy to understand. When cooking, the combination of steam heat and humidity in a tight space creates a whirlwind zone where temperature becomes unstable. This not only shortens the lifespan of your kitchen appliances, but also makes the entire area feel stuffy and uncomfortable. In Feng Shui, this is seen as disrupted energy. Wealth energy becomes unstable and scattered, making success and good fortune difficult to maintain over time. Number 3, the stove is placed directly under a ceiling beam. In Feng Shui, ceiling beams are seen as hanging blades. They carry a heavy downward and static energy. When the stove, which gathers fire energy, is placed directly under a beam, fire becomes suppressed. That means fire energy cannot rise and circulate yang energy throughout the house. This is one of the arrangements that can drain your wealth and negatively impact the person who manages the kitchen, often the woman of the household. From an energy standpoint, the kitchen generates dynamic life energy. When a beam presses down on it, the upward flow of energy from the stove is blocked, creating a pocket of heavy, stagnant, and sluggish air. Over time, this trapped energy becomes compressed energy, affecting the well-being of anyone living in the space. The cook may frequently feel tired, irritable, anxious, or as if there is an invisible weight pressing down on them. In Feng Shui, this is called injured energy, which can weaken financial luck and disturb family harmony. Beyond just mood and emotion, this setup can cause fire energy to leak, meaning your wealth energy is weakened. Money comes in, but it flows right back out and is hard to retain. When fire is suppressed, yang energy fades, yin energy rises, and the kitchen atmosphere becomes heavy, often leading to minor conflicts in the home, especially between husband and wife. That is why there is a saying in traditional culture: when the stove is under pressure, the woman of the house cannot find peace. The simplest solution is to avoid placing the stove directly under a beam. If the house structure cannot be changed, you can install a light false ceiling made of plaster or wood to cover the beam and create a sense of height and openness. Additionally, installing upward-facing lights on the ceiling is a powerful way to lift the energy, transforming heavy pressing energy into light upward-flowing energy. The light should be warm-toned, such as soft yellow or ivory white, to create a cozy feeling and symbolize that fire energy is being nourished. If you cannot install a ceiling or lighting, hanging a small strand of crystal or a wind chime under the beam can also help. Crystal belongs to the earth element and can neutralize heavy energy. Wind chimes activate airflow and prevent stagnation. These small adjustments may seem simple, but have a significant impact on reducing pressure and reactivating the stove's fire energy. When energy flows again, the person managing the kitchen will feel more at ease, and harmony within the household will slowly return. Number 4, the stove is placed at the center of the house or above a water line. In Feng Shui, the center of the home, also known as the central palace, is like the heart of the body. It is the place where energy gathers, blends, and distributes to all areas of the house. Therefore, this area should be kept calm, well-lit, dry, and open so energy can flow smoothly and naturally. When a stove which carries strong fire energy is placed right at the center, the entire energy structure of the house becomes severely disrupted. Fire is an active, dynamic energy that rises, spreads, and constantly changes. Meanwhile, the center of the house belongs to the earth element, which needs calm, stability, and stillness. When fire invades earth in the center, it forms what is called fire entering the central palace, a major taboo in Feng Shui. Fire energy in this position not only makes the home feel hotter, but it also scrambles the energy rhythm, preventing energy from flowing evenly from all directions. The result is that wealth energy cannot accumulate, good fortune gets scattered, and family members may suffer from health issues, especially those related to the heart, blood pressure, or digestion due to excessive fire energy. Beyond Feng Shui, the center of the house is usually a traffic zone with people constantly walking through. Placing the stove here causes hot energy to be repeatedly cut off by foot traffic, creating chaotic energy flow. This environment not only exhausts the cook, but also robs the kitchen, the heart of the home, of its sense of peace. Another serious mistake is placing the stove above a drainage pipe, a utility shaft, or underground water line. In Feng Shui, water belongs to the water element. It is cooling and constantly moving. When water flows directly beneath a source of fire energy, it silently extinguishes it from the root. This is known as water-suppressing fire, where wealth energy is pulled down and away. The result is money loss, sluggish careers, and a lack of lasting luck. Over time, the home loses its life heat, leading to a cold and unstable environment, both financially and emotionally. To fix this, the ideal solution is to relocate the stove away from the center or any area with underground water. If relocation is not an option, you can create an energy buffer between water and fire by placing items of the earth element underneath the stove, such as terracotta bricks, natural stones, yellow gravel, or ceramic tiles. Earth sits between water and fire in the 5 elements, so it helps to neutralize and stabilize the energy. Also, increase lighting in the center of the home using warm tones like earthy yellow beige or soft orange to activate yang energy. This helps prevent fire from being overwhelmed and restores harmony to the home's energy flow. A small but highly effective tip is to hang a softly glowing round light in the center of the ceiling, a symbol of the Tai Chi point. The round shape represents fullness, and its even light distribution promotes energy flow while gently cooling down the fire in the center. This helps transform active energy into balanced energy. When the center energy is stabilized, prosperity has a chance to return and peace will gradually come back to your home. So now that you understand the mistakes that can block the flow of wealth energy, the most important thing is knowing how to position your stove and sink in a way that is harmonious, energy-friendly, and attracts prosperity. Let us now explore the ideal Feng Shui layout that allows water and fire to coexist so the energy in your kitchen can continuously circulate and bring abundance. Number 1. The golden distance. The distance between the stove and the sink is not just a matter of daily convenience, it is the energetic boundary that separates 2 opposing forces. In Feng Shui, the fire energy from the stove needs space to expand, while the water energy from the sink needs room to flow freely. When these 2 areas are placed too close to each other, their energies become compressed. This causes hot and moist air to mix, disrupting the energy flow. A minimum distance of 24 inches, or about 60 centimeters, is considered the standard for allowing energy enough space to breathe. This number is supported by both ancient Feng Shui principles and modern science. It is just the right amount of space for the user to move comfortably, while also keeping heat and moisture from interfering with each other. In a kitchen space, this 24-inch gap acts as an energy buffer zone, a soft transition where energy gently shifts direction, preventing conflict between fire and water, while still allowing them to support each other. If space allows a distance of 28 to 32 inches, which is about 70 to 80 centimeters, delivers even better results, since the wider the gap, the smoother the energy flow. In small kitchens, if a wide gap is not possible, you can place a light divider in between, such as a countertop section, a wooden panel, or even a small potted plant. The presence of a neutral element will help calm the energies, keeping the space balanced without compromising on functionality. Number 2. The energy triangle principle. A well-balanced kitchen should not be arranged in a stiff straight line. Feng Shui's energy triangle principle recommends placing the stove, sink, and refrigerator at the 3 points of a triangle, ideally an equilateral or nearly equilateral triangle. This layout is ideal because it allows energy to flow in a smooth circular motion, a shape that represents continuity movement and flow without interruption. The stove represents fire, the sink represents water, and the refrigerator symbolizes metal. When these three elements form the corners of a triangle, the five-element cycle naturally balances itself. Water nourishes wood, wood feeds, fire produces earth, earth gives birth to metal, and metal in turn generates water, creating a perfect closed-loop system. This allows energy to circulate smoothly through the kitchen without getting stuck or clashing, keeping the flow of prosperity in the home stable and ongoing. One important detail in this principle is that the triangle should not be too wide or too narrow. If the triangle is too spread out, energy stretches too thin and becomes scattered. If too tight, the elements can clash and restrict airflow. The ideal range for each side of the triangle is between 4 to 8 feet, or about 1.2 to 2.5 meters. This allows the cook to move around easily while letting energy flow gently through the space. Number 3. The right direction. In Feng Shui, there is no one-size-fits-all direction that works for everyone. Each home has its own energy flow, and each homeowner has their own energy profile. So the core principle to remember is favorable energy brings prosperity. In other words, the best direction is whichever allows energy to move naturally, harmoniously, and without obstruction. For the sink, which represents the water element, the ideal directions are northeast or northeast. These are cool, calm, and moist directions that align well with the water energy of the sink. When the sink is placed in one of these directions, the flow of water feels smooth and balanced, preventing it from moving against the current. This helps the energy in the kitchen stay cool, relaxed, and pleasant. If the layout limits your options, placing the sink in the west is acceptable as long as it does not directly face the stove. When water flows in a natural direction, the balance of yin and yang in the kitchen stabilizes, and the heat from the stove is gently balanced out, creating a safe and steady energy state. On the other hand, the stove belongs to the fire element, and the most favorable directions are southeast or southeast. The south is known for strong yang energy. It gets the most sunlight and heat, so fire energy thrives in this location. It keeps the kitchen warm, lively, and energized. The east and southeast belong to the wood element, and wood feeds fire, meaning the natural energy of growth supports the flame in your kitchen. This makes the fire stronger and more stable, which represents lasting prosperity and family happiness. However, you should avoid placing the stove in the north, where water energy dominates. Water weakens fire, and over time, this can drain the home's vitality. The southwest is also not ideal as it belongs to the earth element, which may suppress fire when too strong. Even if the flame still burns, the energy struggles to spread, making it harder to attract wealth and leaving the cook feeling drained and unsettled. If your layout does not allow the stove to be placed perfectly, Feng Shui offers a powerful solution: bad base, good direction. This means the stove can sit in a less ideal spot as long as it faces a favorable direction, one that welcomes strong, positive energy. Fire has the power to burn away negativity, and facing a good direction brings balance to the space. Think of it like this: you can compromise on where the stove is placed, but not on where it faces. Let it look toward a direction with smooth airflow and natural light, where the cook feels relaxed. This brings both physical and emotional balance. The flame stays steady, and prosperity flows naturally through the home. Once you have found the golden placement for your stove and sink, you have already set the strongest foundation for lasting wealth energy. Now let us go over simple but powerful Feng Shui tips that will boost energy, attract luck, and keep prosperity flowing in your kitchen every day. Rule number 1, keep the stove area clean and dry. Dryness stabilizes fire and keeps water energy from spreading. A damp kitchen allows steam to weaken fire like splashing water on a flame, stopping the flow of energy. But a dry, tidy kitchen keeps energy moving warmly and gently, symbolizing stable finances. Daily cleaning is not just hygiene, it refreshes and renews the energy. Colors also play a key role. Light yellow, white, and soft green are great choices. Yellow earth provides stability for fire. White reflects light, brightening the space and helping yang energy flow. Green wood feeds fire, keeping it strong but controlled. Together, these colors create a balanced, inviting kitchen full of uplifting energy. A great tip is to place fresh herbs like basil mint or green onions near the window. Green plants represent life and renewal. With sunlight, they absorb yang energy, clean the air, and bring a natural breath to your space. These small touches help your kitchen feel fresh and prosperous. If your stove is visible from the front or side door, hang a small mirror outside the kitchen. Mirrors reflect and redirect energy, preventing direct harsh energy from hitting the stove, which could cause money to escape. When placed, right mirrors reflect wealth back in and visually expand the space, increasing natural light and positive flow. These feng shui tips may be simple, but they are powerful tools for keeping positive energy alive. When your kitchen is clean, bright, and full of life, meals nourish more than your body, they fuel your family's happiness and abundance. Your kitchen is not just a place to cook. It is where prosperity, love, and life energy are nurtured. When energy in the kitchen flows in balance, the home becomes peaceful, stress fades, relationships grow, and wealth energy moves again. Treat your kitchen like a feng shui heart, a space that needs daily care, even in small ways. Keep it clean, let in light, and tend the flame. The energy will respond and in return nourish your spirit and your life. If you believe you deserve to receive prosperity and want to make sure the energy in your home stays full and abundant, take just a few minutes today to review the layout of your kitchen. Sometimes even the smallest change can open the door to a whole new chapter of wealth and peace. And before we wrap up this video, leave a powerful affirmation in the comments below. I keep the fire of prosperity burning in my kitchen. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button for Master Han, Feng Shui for prosperity, and turn on the notification bell. That way, each week I can guide you through more Feng Shui secrets to help attract wealth, strengthen your energy, and bring prosperity to every corner of your home. I will see you in the next video, where we will continue our journey to build a home filled with strong energy, lasting wealth, and endless blessings.